I'm a recruiter who reviews your resumes. Resume we have up first is a data analyst. So I want to let everybody know I do more than tech, but right now the tech market is and on fire. So most of the resumes sent to me are tech. So for a data analyst, what we need is your degree, the industry. Every industry is going to have some slightly different keywords than I am able to get, but as long as I can tell what industry you're in and you tell me a single tool of it, you're usually fine. SQL, data visualization, Tableau, Power BI, Looker, influencing stakeholders, explaining technical concepts to non-technical stakeholders, how you solved a problem with data, not what the data is. This is the biggest, I'm looking at the camera here. This is the biggest problem the data analysts have is they tell me how they got the data. Nobody cares if you used a Monte Carlo flip-flop to get the data. All they care about is what the data is used for and how you influenced people with the data. If you only tell me about how you got the data, that is a rejection. Then I need to see that you can use Excel, macros, pivot tables, VLOOKUP, Word, ETL, Python, R, multiple projects and deadlines, and nice to have in cloud. This is a terrible resume. So the reason I know this is a terrible resume is they tell me their ratio, which is how many applications it takes to get an interview. It takes them over 150 applications to get a single interview. When people use my techniques, they get one interview per 7 applications. With an exception of internationals and fully remote roles, that is closer to 1 in 30 to 1 in 100. But for non-international, non-remote roles, for every 7 applications you send, you get one interview with my format and everything about it. So, but I still get internationals job. It's just like, it's tough for internationals. Everyone say it's so easy. No, internationals are doubly impacted by the recession that we're in. So I'm not expecting to find what I have here. Also, this person did say they're an international, so their ratio should be at a minimum 1 in 30 to 1 in 100, not 150 plus. So 20 seconds is on the clock. That is all the amount of time that recruiters have to find this stuff. If we do not find it in qualification format, not keyword format, qualification format, you will get rejected. And we need 75% to move you forward. So 20 seconds is on the clock. Can I find it? Probably not, because they have a 1 in 50. So 1 in 150 and go. Okay. This doesn't matter. Built Python and SQL. Okay, good. Pipelines for dashboards. Okay. What is this and why does it matter? Scalable ETL is fine. The rest of this doesn't. End-to-end analytics. Okay. Proactively data gaps. Don't really care. And time. Yeah, this is a bad resume, both on formatting and bullet points. The bullet points are not the worst, but so here's the difference between keywords, which is what the hiring team needs, and qualifications. So a qualification is a keyword plus how you used it, plus the reason and result of you using it, plus where you used it. If it's not all 4 of those things, not counting education and years of experience, it does not count. And the problem I have with this is partly formatting. Your formatting needs to look like this. This is how you do it. The link is below. But part of the reason just is like, A, there's not enough of what I'm looking for, and B, how you wrote it was way too technical. Like, no job is going to ask you to, we're not going to hire you unless you cut manual reporting time by 25%, enabling near real-time visibility into 12 performance metrics. That's not a qualification that is on any single job description. And a lot of people mess up by putting numbers in their resume. And unless you're in sales or a manager, they have a little bit different. But unless you're in sales and a manager, the only numbers you should have is this, and the rest of your dates of employment. So please put the numbers here. Otherwise, we don't want any numbers in your actual resume. It makes it harder to read. Delivered end-to-end analytical solutions for this doesn't matter. Stakeholder requests into question insights. So this is too technical. Like, what do you mean? You both did not tell me enough and told me too much. Delivered end-to-end analytical solutions for 5+ stakeholder requests. What requests? Why was it important? Transforming ambiguous questions into actionable insights through KPIs and concise executive summaries. What was the point of that? Like, I get where you're going from here, and it's not the worst sentence, but I need to know the reason you did that. Why did you transform their request into actionable insights? What was the results of the business of you doing that? And the answer is, I don't know, you didn't tell me. Proactively detected data anomalies and data gaps, preventing 7+ reporting errors, ensuring compliance. Nothing in here is relevant to what I'm looking for. Remember, if it's not here, it doesn't matter. I don't care if you solved world hunger, it doesn't count. So, again, your first bullet points are bad to mid. These are definitely not the worst I've ever seen in my life, but I need more context of the stuff that I want, and I want less context of these random numbers and percentages, because this doesn't really matter, right? So this is the only thing that's kind of mattering. Also, the reason I say remove this is you already have a master's in computer science. You don't need the bachelor's. No, you do need where you got it. That is important. But you don't need this. And relevant coursework is never relevant. You should not include it. So delete this, delete that, delete that. This should be one line. And then we go down to here. And again, my problem is I don't see enough. Did I see SQL? Yeah, good. Did I see, let's see, ETL? Yes. Did I see Python? Yes. Did I see Power BI? Yes. Did I see that you influence stakeholders? No. Did I see that you explain complex topics to them? Not really. I get transforming ambiguous questions into actionable insight, but I need more. Like, I don't want to just say actionable insight through dashboards. I want you to be able to explain it to them. I don't want your dashboards to explain it to them. I want you to. I want you to be able to be like, spoke with multiple stakeholders, answering their questions in answering their highly technical questions in a simple format that allowed them to do X. Right? And again, I still need to know what you allowed them to do, because that is your actual job. And then this has nothing I need in it. This has nothing I need in it. This has nothing I need in it. Nothing. Maybe that could be like describing complex topics, but that's a stretch. And again, I don't care that you maintained clear communication. I care that you explain complex topics. So again, this is all that I really have, is 2.5 sentences. And then we go down here, and the first one is okay, but that's it. Then delete that. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. 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 So that's the problem with your resume, and why you're struggling is most of this stuff is completely irrelevant to what they're actually looking for. Your resume needs to be razor focused on what actually is relevant in the job description for the job title that you are applying to. The goal is, before you make your resume, you need to get 15 good job titles and job descriptions, because not all job descriptions are good. A lot of them are bad. Get 15 good job descriptions and tailor your resume to those 15 good job descriptions of things that are in the qualifications, not responsibilities. Once you do that, then you use that tailored resume to mass apply. Right now, all I see here is SQL, ETL, Python, and maybe dashboarders and influencing. But I don't really see how you solved a problem with data. I don't see anything involving Excel. I don't see Python. I don't see multiple projects. I don't see deadlines. I don't see your industry, and I did see the degree. And the problem is that is not enough to get you a job. You need 75% of this. So that is all I can do for this resume. I wanted to thank you all for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. I appreciate it. I really do. Could not do this without y'all. And, if you ever need more help, you can always join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST at twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. And I wanted to thank my members, right? They get access to videos a little bit early. You can join in the link below. But to my members, thank you for supporting me. I am a small channel, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. And let's go to the next resume so I can get you all jobs. This is a resume of a mechanical design engineer. So I want to let everybody know I am a US-based recruiter. I have gotten people jobs in Mexico, Canada, the UK, the EU, Africa, and I think it was Singapore as well. The apparent one thing I'm not able to actually get people jobs for yet is the Netherlands. So I'm a little concerned. Netherlands apparently seems to be the one place in the EU where my advice may not work. Maybe it does, and I just haven't gotten any successes yet. So I'd love for people that are in the Netherlands that have used my advice to tell me if it actually works for the Netherlands. But, it will work for apparently everywhere else. Just the Netherlands does their own thing in recruitment, which is bizarre to me, but whatever. So For a mechanical design engineer, I need degree, TypeScript, degree, type of field, so like aerospace, and the type of product, so like engines or thermals or whatever it is. Again, the field and then the product. SolidWorks, AutoCAD, or Pro E, finite element analysis. CFD, I need to see that you describe the products you worked on in a simple manner. Common tools for that section of the industry, and driver's license. So that is all I need. We don't know this person's ratio, but let's find out if they have it, assuming the Netherlands is the same, and the Netherlands does their own thing. So 20 seconds and go. Okay, degree, good. Driver's license, no. Design safe sea-fasting concepts for wind turbines using Autodesk. Okay, good. Develop, ship, Jim Management, AutoCAD, ability with installation, GDD compliant. Don't need that. You already mentioned everything here. And time. So you started off strong. The problem is I'm just not finding enough of what I need. So you did tell me what you did, right? And when the type of field and what you did is perfect. You did that. You have the degree. I saw AutoCAD, but I didn't really see any of the others. And you did describe it in a simple manner, but I don't know if I really saw the common tools, nor did I see the driver's license. So would this work in the US? It might actually work in the US. I prefer a little bit more tools, but let me see what this person wrote. I recently found out that I want to be a mechanical design engineer, but due to being from a design background, I'm putting a lot of effort to make my resume very human with a summary of emotional details. Don't do that. That's a bad idea. No one cares. You want to remove your emotion from the resume. And I didn't get any positive replies. Well, there you go. That's why you didn't get positive replies, is you put a lot of emotion. You want to have zero emotion in your resume. It needs to read like a government document. After checking your content, I realized HR people are not as emotional. Don't say that. I just try spotting the most relevant skills. Not quite. That's not exactly what I say. Therefore, I tried applying your method. I would like to make you look at this version and answer the questions. As you can see, I prioritize the most relevant experience at the first page. Good. Although the problem is you've only been there for... So here's an issue, is you've only been here for 2 months. Why have you only been here for 2 months? Was this an internship? If so, you need to state it's an internship, because otherwise this looks bad. This also looks bad. This looks like a job hopper. This looks bad. Why do you only have these contracts? This is bad. This is a red flag, because it makes it look like you've never been at a place for more than 4 or 5 months. And that is a bad, bad thing to have. Let's see. Add probably the most relevant experience, but the less relevant experience in the next pages. This gives me a clean page, but now the chronological order is cooked. No, the first two seem to have good chronological order. What? Yeah, the order is fine. I don't see a problem with this order. The problem is the years of employment, but the order is fine. Let's see. Some of my experience are rather irrelevant, but if it takes a significant portion of my early career, who cares if there's a gap? Candidates care more about gaps than hiring teams. The only time that a gap matters is if it's recent and it's more than 2 years. So who cares about the gap? That's fine. Yeah, you just remove the irrelevant experience. You leave the gap. My CV got rather long with 3 pages, and I couldn't get longer with more experience. You think the length of the CV... The length of the CV isn't the big problem. The big problem is you don't really tell me enough stuff that I need. You're, like, almost on it. Thank you for the time and attention. Yeah, it's not like a worst resume, but, like, the big red flag here is your dates of employment are just not enough. Like, why do you only have all this contract roles? This might actually be the case of, because you have a very job-hoppy resume, you need the other type of format I have. But... yeah, I just don't see quite enough. And the formatting is almost good. I don't know why this is better than this. But a big issue is, why do you have so many short-term stints? That's a huge problem. And then again, through here, I see some of the stuff I need. It's just long-winded. So... like, this doesn't matter, but this is good. So I just need you to simplify it even more and figure out what to do with those contracts. If you are a job hopper, let me know. There is another format I can tell you how to use, but I will have to teach you that one in stream because it's a little bit difficult. So, does this pass? No, but I think it's close. Next resume, except for the dates of employment. This is a full stack software engineer. So, what we need for a full stack software engineer is degree, TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML. If you do not have TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, you are probably not going to move forward. I understand that's basic, but that is the point of resumes, is to show the basic bare minimum qualifications. If you go beyond that, you're going to go in for a bad time. So React or React.js, Node.js, Angular, Next.js, SQL, NoSQL, MongoDB, RESTful API or REST API, Cloud, CI/CD, Git, .NET or Python or Java, and bonus points for AI, architecture, extra language, DevOps, and GraphQL. The problem is a lot of people fill in so much AI. Like, I've worked for AI first startups. You know what they want? They want a software engineer first with AI second. Like, you don't want to overdo the AI. Everyone tries to fill everything with AI and Monte Carlo, blah, 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 blah. But that actually doesn't matter. You just need to make it very basic as a software engineer, and then a little bit of AI. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm actually recruiting for those roles right now. You just need a little bit. So, not a lot. So, 20 seconds on the clock. They say this is a 1 in 25, but I don't know if that's actually true or not. But maybe it is. We'll see. So, 20 seconds on the clock. And go. Okay, this doesn't matter. Implemented Azure. Okay, good. I don't care about Blob. Service migration to Azure Kubernetes. Don't really care about that. Improving recall. Don't care for RAG. And RAG is nice to have. Nothing except for C#. Architected is good. Nothing. Okay, declined. What is this? I am currently a software engineer with 3 to 4 years of experience at 2 FANG companies. Let's see. Current title is mid-level engineer. I'm looking to pursue senior software engineer to research roles. I would appreciate feedback on if my CV communicates seniority as well as my experience. So for software engineer roles, this does not track. For research roles, I don't know. I don't have those off the top. But yeah, this doesn't, like, I'm hunting for these right now. This doesn't read like it. Like, I might take the chance on this one. Like, I might even email you because I know how to go beyond the resume, but most people are not going to see what they see here. This is bad, right? Like, I need you to be very basic on full stack, right? I don't see almost anything full stack. Because remember, professional summaries don't count. So this does not count. Also, where's your education? Could I even move you forward without education? Yeah, you've got a bachelor's. That's great. I don't care about levels. Just go up, move that up. Bachelor's should be there. And then managed X tool search and blah, 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 blah. This doesn't really matter, right? AKS, probably not. If it was SDK, then yes, but I don't think AKS is going to be it. Then nothing here is really good. Like, this is the type of resume that would probably get hired. This is the type of resume that would not pass the interview, but the type of engineer that they would actually want. And I can recognize that fact. That's why I might actually message you after this being like, hey, send me your real one. But this doesn't really work. Like, again, none of these are what they're really looking for. Like, you really got to go basic on this. Stop going for some crazy stuff. Tell me TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. I don't even know if you actually did that or not. I don't see it. Did you? No, I don't. So this resume shows that you're not qualified for any role, right? Like, that's what this is showing, is there's not the minimum that I need, and a resume is a minimum qualification document. So maybe I'll email you about another role I have outside of this, but this is not going to be good for you. You need to redo this. So next resume. This is a resume of a full stack software engineer. intern. So what we need for an intern is really, really simple. We need to make sure you're still enrolled, so your degree. I need to see a basic knowledge of the tech stack. Every single intern complicates it by doing some weird, crazy stuff like Monte Carlo. I swear I've never seen Monte Carlo so much when doing interns. I don't know why everybody puts Monte Carlo simulation. But like I need a basic. So for a full stack, I would just need like TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, SQL. If you have cloud, good, and then maybe a library and RESTful APIs. That's it. That's all you need on the tech stack. Then I also need the ability to work well with others, and I need to see that you can take direction and criticism. That is it. If it's not that, we're going to have a problem. So 20 seconds is on the clock. Can I find it? This is a unknown. We do not know their ratio, so we do not know if this is good or bad. So 20 seconds and go. Collaborated, okay, with a 2 to 8 person team, good. JavaScript, good. Using whiteboard, OP, too technical, but good start. I like that. Delivered cloud native with Docker Kubernetes, integrated ML ops, too technical, again, but not bad. Prepped and plated, this is irrelevant, but I like that part. And time. So, formatting is off. This is my formatting. This is not. This is. This isn't. This is. This isn't. All right? Slight differences. This still looks better and is easier to read. So, this is not terrible, though, like, right? Like, this is not a delete this and never apply again, which no recruiter should ever say that. This has a lot of good in it, just there's also a lot more bad, and we just need to trim it. So, hey, Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee is my father. That's not true. My father's name is not Lee. Thank you for your help. This is the first tech resume I've written. It's not bad, actually. You should be pretty proud. This is not there, but close. I haven't applied to anything yet, as I think my bullets are dense and repetitive. They are. I'm a college sophomore looking to work throughout my degree in New York. I prefer blah, blah, blah industry opportunities. My current apprenticeship is ending, sponsored by the city. This is the second New York one I've seen of that. My interest is in fintech and quant trader, blah, blah, blah. Trying to find what my self-directed learning will focus. So specific question. So should I cut some bullet points to make room for a summary? No. No summary should be needed, although you should cut bullet points because there's a lot of stuff that's not relevant. But no summary. You don't need a summary. Should I change the ordering, like projects first or education last? No, the ordering is actually fine. I actually think this is a perfect ordering. All my projects are open source. That's fine. You did enough good stuff with the full stack. Your ordering is fine. Is it too early for me to fly to full-time roles? Yes. I don't mind contract stuff, but longer-term opportunities, probably not. If you were in a master's, you could, but most people are not going to move you forward till 3 months before you graduate. Could you get some contract opportunities? Yeah, probably, but I don't believe you're going to get any full-time roles until you graduate. Do you have an opinion on putting startup founder on a resume? Yes, do not do it unless you're only applying to other startups and the founding thing that you did was so renowned that people would know it by name. Otherwise, it's a kind of a bad idea. Although, if you're going to, let me change that. If you're going for startups, they do like to see founder. The problem is they also like to see success. So if your startup was not successful, it may look badly, but they do like people in the startup environment. So if you're only applying to startups, have a founder. Otherwise, remove the founder because it looks bad. So I'm wondering if I pitched one of my projects and got funding, would it be something to include? Yeah, if it got funding, include it. That would be a project, though, unless you're applying to startup in which you would put it as experience as a founder. Part of my apprenticeship is a demo, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so, yeah, your big issue here is just there's not enough stuff that I need, right? So, collaborated is a bad way to say anything. What do you mean collaborated? I want to say worked in a 2 to 8 person team on, right, JavaScript web dev, and then I want to see more than JavaScript using whiteboard diagrams. I don't care about that. System design, I do. And CI/CD GitHub actions to deliver maintainable features aligned with stakeholders is fine. So again, you just added too much stuff. Then deployed cloud native workloads. Okay, good. With Docker and Kubernetes. Okay. Integrating ML ops is nice, but I don't really care for an intern. For prompt engineering, RAG is okay. And then there's too much stuff. But like, again, where's the HTML and the CSS? Where's the TypeScript? Where is the SQL? Where's the RESTful API? Those are the things I'm missing from the tech side. And I am also missing on how you took direction and criticism. Although this is good, right? Like most people be like, oh, you were a chef catering manager. Why would you put this? Is actually really good because A, there is a giant green flag here, which is you've been at this job for 3+ years. You know how to work a corporate job. This is good. Well, corporate-ish, right? Close enough. And then this, while I don't really care that you plated blah, 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 this is not relevant. What is relevant is that you coordinated high-profile event activities for, you can say the guest number doesn't really matter, including weddings, concerts, and conferences. And then you can add while performing customer service to make sure everybody was okay. That shows that you can take direction and criticism because, oh my gosh, they will criticize you and you need to take it. So this is actually a green flag. You just got to go in a little bit more. Then a hackathon is fine. And then again, too much. So again, you've got to hyper focus it down to this stuff because, and you can see the previous one, that was a full stack. The full stack full-time role is not even asking for all the stuff you have, but keep it basic, keep it boring, and you will get an internship and a job. So next resume. This is an SDET, which is a software test engineer, which is also a quality QA engineer. There's like 1,000 names for this one. The big thing is like, are you working in tech or are you working on a product? And then what you need to do for SDET is a little bit different than the others. It's actually similar to a software engineer, and that we want to break it down into stacks. So what we need for an SDET is your degree. I need to see that you've done testing methodologies, so whatever those are. I need to see database testing in SQL. That was huge. That was in a ton of them. Agile, Scrum, CI/CD, Git, and Jenkins are in a ton of them. Maybe not Jenkins, but Git, CI/CD, Agile, and Scrum are. I need to see that you communicate, right? So communicate bugs to developers and stakeholders. And this is where it's going to differ, which is what are you testing and its keywords. So this is where it breaks down to like, what type of thing are you testing? Are you testing Apple products? Are you testing UI things? Are you testing a DevOps thing? Are you testing websites themselves? This is where it breaks down, and then I need to see the typical frameworks and tools and the coding languages of those. So these are examples. They are not in all of them, but some of them. So I need to know what you've done in that case. So 20 seconds is on the clock. Do we know how good or bad this resume is? The answer to that is we do not. It is unknown, which is fine. So let's find out and go. Playwright UI might be something you need. Automated, I don't care about taste regression, don't care. Created post RESTful API covering vendors, don't care. Using company-wide. Develop test integration. This is really hard to read, and there's a lot of AWS here. No, I think cross-functionally. All right, time. So yeah, this is really, really, really hard to read. You might actually have the right qualification. The problem is it's very difficult to read this. So new resume after following your guidelines. Normally I get no interviews, but I only apply to roles that are very competitive. Only times I do get HR calls, they get shut down due to lack of years of experience. And not willing to take people who need to relocate. Yeah, no, if you need to relocate, you need to put moving to X by Y date under here. It needs to be here. If you don't, they're not going to move you forward. No one takes relo. It's just not something that happens. Let's see. I also removed these 2 points. Built frameworks, cutting execution, cut regression. So yeah, your problem is this is too technical, right? In addition, I also need your education. Your education is at the bottom. It should be at the top. You should put it here. Your education needs to be there. Yes, I need both of those. I don't know if I need the certified tester foundation level, though. You can probably remove that. But yeah, I need that up at the top. So the big thing here is like, this is too technical. Like, if your grandmother could not read this, I want you to redo it. And you focus so much on numbers, and this is already a lot. Like, this is the type of role where you want to be very, very selective about what you put in your resume, because if you put too many things, it's going to be so chaotic that nobody's going to be able to actually understand what you wrote, because it's filled with vendor cases and days and whatever. So I'm going to need you to remove all those numbers. You've only been here for less than a year, so you don't need this many bullet points, right? The goal should be 3 to 8 bullet points maximum, but you've only been there since March, and we're in March. Put down 4 bullet points. You should have 4 bullet points total, right? You don't need all of this. And then when I do it, I need you to have this stuff here and nothing else. So again, for QA testing, the big thing is, what are you testing? And I think it is automation like UI. That's fine. That will be the stuff that you have. Because I even have UI playwright down there. That's actually one of the keywords, so that's good. But I need you to be hyper-specific. And I need you to stop repeating the same things. You mentioned cloud once, you're done. You don't even need to mention all these other crazy things, right? Just cloud once, you're good. You're done. Let's see. CID pipelines, AWS, you mentioned 20 times. Cross-functional, you did not mention till down here, but it is good. Agile, you mentioned like 3 times, I think. No, Agile, you mentioned once. It's so hard to read this because there's so much stuff. So I'm going to need you to take an axe and just hack away like half of this at a minimum. Because most of this is not relevant. Most of this is not relevant. And it's so many hot dogs that I think I went over that in this one. Hopefully I went over that metaphor in this one. Otherwise, people will be very confused. But if I didn't go over the hot dog hamburger metaphor, well, check any other video. I usually go over it. But this is filled with hot dogs. And I need you to be specific. Because, like, this is a solid sentence, but nobody's going to get that far down without their eyes glassing over. They're going to be like, I can't read this. This is too much. So I'm going to need you to take an axe and cut half of this. Honestly, maybe even a little bit more. And the stuff that you have, yeah, I just need you to cut it. It's just too much. You might actually have the right stuff here, but there's no way somebody's going to be able to find it in the 20 seconds they have. So that is all I can do for this episode. Thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it. And if you want more help, you can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlestheadhunter. That is where I get these keywords from. That is where I show you how to do this stuff beyond just the job description. And thank you all for watching, commenting, and liking. And, if you are a member of mine, you get access to videos a little bit early. I just wanted to thank you for supporting my channel. I really do appreciate it. And if anybody wants to be a member, they can join in the link below. But until next time, I am here to help you get ahead of your job search, and I will see you in the next video. Later, y'all.